Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. It's been way too long since I've been speaking to you, and I'm super excited and very nervous for this new little series that I've come up with to do. I thought it would be really nice to give you a practical guide, and I wanted to open this little series with Gershwin's beautiful Rhapsody in Blue, the piano solo version. This version is published by the New York New World Music Corporation in 1927. Fun fact, the New World Music Corporation was actually started to publish Gershwin's music, so that's pretty cool. Nevertheless, it's important to note that this is not exactly what you would hear if you listen to Gershwin playing piano rolls, so just so you know. Now, why exactly this piece? Because I've had the tremendous honor to record an album, and this is currently being mixed and mastered, and it's all really exciting. I can't really quite believe it yet. As soon as there's more information about the release dates, I will let you know. I'll pin it in the comments below. But for now, we need to keep this Rhapsody fresh in the fingers, and I thought it would be nice to walk you through my process of how to approach the score. I'm going to give you some tips on analysis, on techniques, on just basically how to approach the music, because I feel like many classical musicians want to maybe over jazz it a little bit, or have a tendency to make it more of a showpiece than it is. Obviously it is a showpiece, but we don't have to go too much into it. So I'm gonna make this as bite-sized as I can. I'm gonna try and keep it within 10 minutes. The full series will definitely be on Patreon, and other than that I haven't really made up my mind on how to do this yet. So we'll see how it goes. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below. I hope you like the series, and without further ado, let's make some music. Alrighty, I set a timer so I don't talk too much. We obviously have our beautiful opening, which starts with the orchestra. And where the piano comes in is basically on page number 3 with the piano theme. In this first section, we are actually already seeing 3 of the main themes of the music. We have obviously our opening. Full of blue notes, full of humor. And that's a really important aspect of this piece. And something that's kind of maybe overlooked, but if you would listen to the original band, you hear the clarinet laughing in here. The same with the trumpet or any instrument that mutes it. It's filled with humor and with joy of life, so we really want to get that out there. Same with the accents and all the chromatic counter melodies that he uses. He loves this kind of thing, and we want to really bring that out in the most groovy, rhythmical way as possible. Our second theme is a foreshadowing, basically, of what's coming later in the march, and also in the scherzando. Comes in the left hand this time, and so on. And then we have obviously our nice piano entrance. So those are the 3 main themes. Wow, the T and the th are already starting. My husband would laugh at me. For the trill, a very small little trick. Some pianos aren't super evenly set, or the mechanics aren't super even. So you want to be able to play your trill with 1 and 3, which on even pianos works well. Or if the mechanic is a little wonky, you want to be able to do this 1, 3, 2, 3. And then you have a little bit more wiggle room to shape the trill as you want to. All right, with that said, let's dive in. basically it's quite okay. There's not a lot of technical issue that is happening for those trills. I think this is also why the starting tempo is not too fast. A molto moderato at 80 is not very fast, but we really want to make it a little bit cheeky or a little bit mischievous somehow. And Gershwin was obviously a big Broadway composer as well. And so to me, this is really the curtain rising with this clarinet gliss that obviously we sadly cannot do the gliss. But we're kind of zooming in to this scene. In my mind, it's like a bunch of artist friends who have been out all night and they somehow ended up in a breakfast diner somewhere and they're talking about what happened and laughing about it. And then we kind of zoom in away from this group. That's when we have our modulation to A flat. So they go a bit to the background and then here comes our main character. And so the cool thing with Gershwin is that he really loves his chromatic counter melodies, and this little one in our moderato assai is actually, those are the same notes from his second prelude. Obviously these are different harmonies, but I thought that was a nice coincidence. And now this little thingy that comes right after it, where we have the scherzando, I wasn't super happy with how that felt today. So if I would practice this, which is what we're doing, then I would make sure that my left hand can guide, and this one here is super, super tranquil. Without a pedal or just kind of isolating, taking out some of the lines really shows you where there might be a little bit of tension or a little bit of insecurity, and then it allows you to take that out and really start to feel comfortable again. And so then when we make the music, easier to let it flow. Also right now I felt a lot more comfortable because, you know, with cameras on me, this is not the easiest way to practice something. So it's both a challenge and also, I hope, something very interesting for you guys to see. Now here comes the first really rhythmical groovy thing. And this comes back a couple of times throughout the piece where we have this section of 16th notes mostly. They start with a 16th note triplet and then they end with an 8th note. And he throws out these accents throughout the little bars. And the first time we encounter this, it happens after an 8th rest. Very important because later in the piece, this exact rhythm comes back without that 8th rest. So basically he's shifting the beat or the feel of the beat, and that really creates a cool aspect. So here, I know it's not set, it's basically piano, but I think you can totally make the crescendo to then go. To take apart a little bit and practice. For this little thing in the beginning, always nice to practice in different rhythms. Make sure that those accents feel good. Don't be afraid to use big movements. Basically, the bigger our movement, the more we make sure that we remain accurate also under pressure. Because if you come from higher and you're still good, then when you're on the keys, life is way more easy. Also in different rhythms, just to make sure that you don't speed up, which is something that we probably want to do when we make a crescendo. Kind of create that the tension growing. And then here in this little section, we have a fast repetition. Couple of important things to keep in mind. first and foremost, your stance should be good. And a basic stance is where your wrists are at the height of these white keys. They're not higher, they're not lower. Our knuckles are the ones who are supporting the fingers. So it's not from the wrist, it's really from the knuckles. They are keeping everything nice and secure. And your fingers here are going to be maybe a little bit straighter than usual because we're going to go martellato, so like a hammer. And that means that it's going to come from here, right? And we want to have the straight sound so that it sounds maybe a little bit more sharp and more urgent somehow. When you do this, you can first do this per threes. And you see that I started from quite high. If I would be very, very slow, I would go to basically make sure that my wrists stay nice and flexible, nice and loose. Once this goes well, you go per four, where the fourth is basically the new start. And then you can continue and you won't feel tired because there's no tension building in your wrist. You're basically always restarting that idea. And then it's just a question of this here, that feels nice and secure. So much chromaticism and so many cool harmonies, so we really want to have them in there. And I see that we've met 10 minutes, so we are going to continue this one in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.